The rush to redistrict. Governor Newsom's push to redraw California's congressional maps takes a big step forward with the legislature back in action. There's lots of action happening there. Thanks for joining us here at 6 o'clock. I'm Tony Lopez.
And I'm Marley Ginter. Democratic lawmakers published the bills today to put the new maps on the November ballot, and Republicans are not holding back. In tonight's Politics at Large, Steve is live at the Capitol with the tight timeline that's now in play with this one. Steve.
Yeah, there's been a lot of talk about this map. Now the bill to put it onto a state ballot is finally in print, and the sprint to the legislative finish line begins.
These redrawn districts that we're putting before our voters are a temporary response to Trump's power grab.
Assembly Speaker Robert Rivas laying out new Democratic legislation to formally send these California redrawn congressional district maps to voters.
So I think it is pretty damn simple. California will move if Texas moves.
The effort by California Democrats to nullify Texas redistricting maps is now being fast-tracked. It needs to be passed by Thursday to land on the November statewide ballot.
Trump and Texas Republicans are responsible for all of this. We are only here because of them.
Let's not replace it with this joke.
California Republicans are firing back, accusing the governor and Democrats of rigging the next round of congressional elections.
You can run, but you cannot hide. And we are not backing down from this fight. You are disenfranchising Californians, and we are tired of democracy dying here.
We have got to recognize.
The face-off comes as Governor Newsom leads Democrats across the country campaigning against President Trump in the midterms.
There are more districts that aren't touched in this process than there are those that are changed.
Democratic redistricting expert Paul Mitchell worked on the team redrawing the California maps. He says they included data on which Californians voted for Kamala Harris in the last presidential race.
Well, I think we were definitely looking at Kamala Harris numbers and other metrics like registration and multiple past elections kind of in their totality.
California's redistricting race. It's now a sprint to get these maps on a statewide ballot. And that sprint is going to be very fast-paced. It was just put into print, this bill today. It goes before the elections committees tomorrow, then the appropriations committee on Wednesday. The final vote before the floor is Thursday in order for it to meet that deadline to get on the November 4th special election ballot.
All right. And with the Dems having the majority, that probably will likely happen. All right, Steve, thank you. Appreciate you. Let's get some more answers on the redistricting fight with CBS 13 political analyst Gary Dietrich joining us in-house tonight because just a lot to talk about.
Yeah, now that's where we want to start here. So you're calling the release a info dump is what I've heard you call it, though.
Yes.
So talk about Friday's timing, though, and all this, because really things are just speeding up now.
People were asking me, guys, last week, right, ahead of the governor's press conference, which was really a political rally on Thursday. So they say the maps are going to come out tomorrow, right? I said, no. Listen, I've seen this rodeo before, friends, politically speaking. As I said, they'll tease the maps, and then they'll hide the maps. And that's exactly what happened until after, well, what a surprise, guys, in the news business, until after 5 o'clock on a Friday. That was purposeful, okay, because these maps are very, very controversial. If you look at some districts in our area, I mean, it's not a secret why Congressman Kevin Kiley, Congressman LaMalfa, others are really upset about this because their districts look, in some cases, almost nothing like they do now.
Yeah, so let's talk about the map because you studied both the Texas and the California maps.
Right.
Your conclusion about which group gained the bigger advantage in this?
Well, here's why Democrats are going to potentially come out better in this. Even though there's a so-called swap for 5 seats, right? 5 red seats more in Texas, 5 more blue ones in California. That's the rationale that the governor here is made, but here's the reality of it. Those maps were also drawn in California to advantage 5 Democrats to make their district safer, including, by the way, the one just south of us here, Adam Gray, who had the tightest congressional race in the United States last year. Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Won by just over 100 votes.
Yeah.
So they bolstered those blue, 5 of those blue districts in California, making it more likely that those will stay Democrat. Remember, Democrats picked up 3 House seats last year, okay? So Republicans were hoping to take those back. That's being made tougher also by these new maps, Tony.
Right, and it's pretty clear that the Republicans are not happy about that to see this. All
You
right,
think?
I know, right? Well, let's switch gears.